Hello, horror lovers! Welcome back to Like Horror, your favorite channel for all things spooky, scary skeletons. I can admit that I've watched my fair share of dumb horror movies, and I can also admit I am kind of obsessed. Today, we are counting down some of the most iconic dumb horror movies. So dumb that they're good by default. I'm talking murderous tires, killer turkeys, and sharks flying through tornadoes. Literally, not exaggerating, this list contains films that are completely chaotic, slightly ridiculous, and logic-defying. Trust us, you won't want to miss this breakdown. So, grab your popcorn, we are about to dive in. Starting off, we have the film Leprechaun in the Hood, aka Leprechaun 5. Yes, you heard that correctly. This film was released in the year 2000 and is considered a cult classic among some horror fanatics. Warwick Davis reprises his role as the murderous leprechaun, the character who was originally introduced in the 1993 film of the same name. This character takes us on a roller coaster throughout the movie. He's puffing on joints and causing absolute chaos across South Central Los Angeles. At one point in the film, the leprechaun quite literally raps,
"I'm so bad, I'm good,"
which is a perfect way for this franchise to be summed up. And honestly, the Academy should have given him a mic and an Oscar. The story begins back in the 1970s when Ice-T, yes, Ice-T, who plays Mac Daddy, and his friend Slug are treasure hunting at an abandoned nightclub basement. They uncover gold, a magic flute that controls people through music, and the leprechaun, frozen in time as a statue. Slug makes the grave mistake of removing the amulet dangled around the leprechaun's neck, unleashing him and bringing him back to life. Slug unfortunately pays the price with his life, while Mac Daddy is able to narrowly escape when the leprechaun is once again frozen. Now we fast forward to 2000, and Mac Daddy is a mogul in the hip-hop industry. When three aspiring rappers, Postmaster P, Stray Bullet, and Butch, conspire to rob him of his riches, the leprechaun is ultimately revived once again and unleashes a killing spree across South Los Angeles in an attempt to get his belongings back. To put it simply, this movie is pure chaos. In the final act, the leprechaun is frozen, once again, Mac Daddy dies, and Postmaster P rises to fame. But just when you think the movie is over, surprise, it's not! Postmaster P is now under the leprechaun's control, with green glowing eyes. This film is so ridiculous that it works. Is the story good? Not really. Is it hilarious and weirdly charming? Yes. It's the kind of film where halfway through, you stop asking questions and just enjoy the ride. Leprechaun in the Hood delivers in its dumbness and deserves a spot on this list. Support the channel by liking and subscribing. It helps more than you think. Moving on, next is the iconic and beloved Freddy vs. Jason, which was released in 2003. This film brings two horror legends together and feels like an actual fever dream. Freddy Krueger is stuck in hell, and utterly powerless because he has been forgotten about by the kids of Springwood. Without fear to feed on, Freddy Krueger does not have much and is seeking ways to get his power back. In a desperate attempt to make a return, Freddy enlists Jason as part of his plan. He resurrects him, convincing him to kill teenagers on Elm Street in order to stir up fear. Freddy hopes if he resurrects and unleashes Jason onto Elm Street, the fear will all lead back to him, ultimately giving him his power back. It's basically two slashers fighting over who gets custody of the teenagers. However, Jason's rampage works a little too well, as he quickly becomes the town's biggest threat, stealing Freddy's kills and the growing fear he desperately needs. While all this is going on, a group of teenagers named Lori, Kia, Gib, Linderman, and Will are working as literal detectives in order to uncover the mystery behind the unexplained deaths in their town. The teens finally put it all together. Freddy is plotting a way to return, and Jason is out of control on a murderous rampage. They devise a crazy, chaotic plan that is only plausible in horror movies. They want to drag Freddy into the real world where he's vulnerable and pit him right against Jason at Camp Crystal Lake, hoping the two monsters will destroy each other once and for all. This movie continues its chaos as Jason slaughters through cabins while Freddy torments him in the nightmare world. Eventually, Laurie is able to bring Freddy back into reality, which leads to a complete showdown at Crystal Lake. The final fight features a burning dock and Freddy and Jason destroying one another. Just as you think both of them are defeated, Jason rises from the lake with Freddy's severed head in hand. Freddy's severed head finishes the scene off with an absolutely iconic wink towards the camera. The nightmare has just begun. So yes, the concept is a little far-fetched, and yes, it's perfect. Saw fan? Don't miss our full ranking of every Saw movie. Some of those placements might shock you.
No such thing as an evil turkey.
Thanksgiving from 2009 is next on our list. This film was directed by Jordan Downey, who actually was an intern for Wes Craven, director of the Scream franchise, while in college. The film begins with a topless pilgrim running through the woods before being murdered by a talking turkey. I am literally not exaggerating. Thanksgiving feels like the product of a bored friend group who decides to make a slasher film on a drunken night. This film is unique as it was made on a mere budget of $3,500. It premiered at Sacramento Horror Fest's Merry Scary Winter Horrorland Festival in December of 2008 and was later released on DVD in November 2009. It took the film around 1 year to sell 1,000 discs. Eventually, clips from the film became massive on the internet, leading to Thanksgiving accumulating a loyal cult following. The plot is simple and ridiculous. 5 college students are heading home for Thanksgiving when their car suddenly breaks down. Not long after, they begin being hunted by a demonic turkey named, you guessed it, Turkey. This demonic turkey has been resurrected and is prepared to kill any human in its path. This film could definitely not be remade today and does reflect the 2008 period quite accurately. The turkey somehow has a pun for everything and is smarter than a majority of the human characters. What this film lacks in production value, acting, and pacing, and trust me when I say it severely lacks all those things immensely, it makes up with its sheer and unapologetic ridiculousness. This movie isn't trying to scare you, it's trying to make you say, WTF am I watching? So ridiculous, you won't want to shut your TV off. Every kill in Thanksgiving is over the top, horribly acted, and do not get me started on the turkey puppet. But it works perfectly. The next film to discuss is Rubber, released in 2010. This movie stars a murderous tire come to life. Yes, a literal tire. Also, his name is Robert. Do you guys name your tires? Well, anyway, Robert comes to life in the desert, embarking on a telekinetic killing spree. It's brilliant. Directed by Quentin Dupieux, the opening scene features Lieutenant Chad, Steven Spinella, breaking the fourth wall and delivering a monologue about how things in movies happen for no reason. He states, "The film you are about to see today is an homage to the no reason." That's basically your warning, folks. Logic has left the building for the next 80 minutes or so. But, all jokes aside, the film is also shot beautifully, and the acting is phenomenal across many scenes. Furthermore, this film does not stray away from its absurdity, which makes it perfect. When Robert the Tire gets to work, chaos ensues. Animals and people begin to explode, unexplainably. No one is safe. The film's cinematography gives off a dramatic, serious vibe, while the plot is pure silliness. The opposing energies also contribute to what makes this movie so unique. The Tire might have given a better performance than many human actors in A-list films. Just saying. Rubber is satire, horror, and comedy, wrapped in a bow. If you adore nonsense, this movie should definitely be on your watch list. Flying sharks. That is honestly the perfect description for the next movie on our list. 2013's Sharknado. When Los Angeles is hit by horrific weather events, sharks start to literally rain from the sky. That's it. That's pretty much the movie, and it's absolutely perfect. This film stars Ian Ziering as Finn. Yes, his name is literally Finn, who works as a bar owner on the coast. Finn teams up with his friends and family in an attempt to survive the Sharknadoes. Get it? Sharks? Tornadoes? Pure genius. The CGI is addictively bad, the physics makes zero logical sense, and the dialogue is meh. The movie becomes a fusion of an apocalypse infested by sharks and a road trip. Finn and his friends set out to rescue his ex-wife, named April, Tara Reid, and their daughter. Throughout the journey, people are getting eaten by sharks mid-sentence, defying logic at every possible turn. Nowhere is safe. They are in sewers, freeways, living rooms, you name it. The absence of logic is why this film is so incredible. At one point, April's sleazy boyfriend gets devoured by a shark that slides through a window. This literally sounds like someone's dream after a long, exhausting beach day. Sharknado embraces the camp and ridiculousness, and nothing is too far-fetched. The movie's formula proved to be successful with 5 sequels and a complete cult following. So, it seems as though flying sharks are going to be around for a while. Let's face it, Sharknado is really dumb, but it is also easily rewatchable. Okay, Willy's Wonderland is next. This film was released in 2021 and directed by Kevin Lewis, starring Nicolas Cage, who plays protagonist, the janitor. Cage delivers an iconic performance while not speaking a single line the entire film. I am not kidding, he literally does not say a single word. When his character is tricked into taking a job at Willy's Wonderland, an abandoned family fun center, in exchange for repairs to his vehicle, the horror begins. The mundane task of cleaning turns into something far more sinister, when he must fight for survival throughout the night against demonic animatronics, who will stop at nothing to cause destruction and pain. The animatronics are quite literally possessed by the souls of serial killers, or out for blood and ready to fight. Cage's character takes on his predicament like a champ, sipping grape soda and playing pinball while fighting against these animatronics like it's a regular occurrence. His character is part action hero, part janitor, and part horror icon. The physical acting in this film is impeccable and makes it even more of a standout. The kills are completely over the top, and the animatronic villains are hilarious, but disturbing at the same time. This film is bloody, silly, and not serious, which makes it perfect for our list. Willy's Wonderland is a must-watch. It's dumb, but it's perfect. The final film on our list is 2023's Cocaine Bear. The film's title on its own would make anyone go, huh? This movie answers the question of what would happen if you had a bear coming across an insane amount of cocaine, digesting it, and wreaking havoc. Logic is not in this film's vocabulary, and it embraces every chaotic possibility. The comedic timing of the actors is captivating, and you won't want to take your eyes off the screen. Directed by Elizabeth Banks, who is known for playing Effie Trinket in the Hunger Games film series, this film caused a lot of discourse across the film community upon its release to theaters. The bear is the star of the show, obviously, and she isn't just high, she is coked out, fast, and seemingly immune to bullets, logic, and even basic forest etiquette. From mauling hikers to chasing down ambulances, this bear is on a complete rampage and will stop at nothing. Meanwhile, the human cast, which includes Kerry Russell, O'Shea Jackson Jr., and the late Ray Liotta, are trying their best to survive. Like all the films on this list, Cocaine Bear isn't trying to be overly complicated. It does not take itself too seriously, and it embraces it fully. It leans into gory kills, silly one-liners, and lunging bears in slow motion. It simply works. It's so dumb that it's good. Simple. If you want to watch a literal bear chase down EMTs, congratulations, you've found the perfect movie. This list makes it clear, sometimes movies do not need dramatic dialogue, intense acting performances, or complicated plot lines that cause an existential crisis. Sometimes movies can just be